Right guys, so what we're at today on the new build here is I'm just gonna try and straighten out these joists, these timbers, just so they're straight along the angles here. I think that'll be okay. There's not gonna be much I can move up and down there with it being so well tied in. I will check it anyway. The plan will be, and I don't know if this will work. It works in my mind, but my plan is going to be, so I'll cut out noggins out of the 9x2 here. That's what size they are. They're 9 inches by 2. Need to actually get up and move all these boards and stuff. Haven't moved them since that wall was built. So the plan will be, I'm going to have to measure over there the widths and measure probably where the joist hangers are up here, all them steels. Measure all the widths and get the widths here the same. When I cut these pieces, I'll have to get them the same as that end and that end, and then I'll pull them all tight all the way up to this wall. And my plan will be, I'm gonna actually use these. I was gonna prop it up, but I'm gonna use clamps here, and I'll put, say, a timber across maybe 4 or 5 of them, and I'm going to clamp them all together so they all pull straight, and then I'm going to put the noggins in, screw, and then hopefully, because that will be pushed down tight to the wall, in theory none of the timbers should go down anymore. So in theory it does work in my mind. But first of all, I need to get up and move all these trestles and boards and planks and stuff. And then I can really, realistically, I'll have to miss this one regardless. That one and that one, I think, beside the steel beam, they're just high. Well, that one definitely is going to be high. So that is what it is. I'm not going to worry too much about it. So I gotta move all these boards and these planks and stuff, just to be able to get at the top of the wall. Here's a wee bit of a look at the top of the wall here. So again, just so you have an idea of what I'm thinking. So I'll put my noggin in here, and these will be propped level to each other in line, and then when I fix it all off, in theory this shouldn't drop down anymore, and I can then packer this up if there's any gaps as well. So I have a lot to do. I'm trying to get it all done before we do the main actual strengthening of the floor and the ceiling for Monday or Sunday. I'm not sure. There's a mate coming to help me out, so I'm trying to get things done before then. Right, now I have all that stuff moved out of the way for now. I just want this to see what I'm seeing. So them 3 are actually okay to each other, and then this one's a bit low, that one's a bit low, and then that one's okay, then that one's low. Again, there's not really much in it. I would say at most it's probably 5-6 mil, so not very much. But I'm just thinking, if I get this that wee bit straighter, everything else will go just so much easier. Plasterboarding and flooring up here. I think flooring will be okay anyway, because almost if you probably floored this first before you went ahead, it would probably pull them all a bit straighter too. But again, I don't want laying on screws, they pop and pull through. So this is my idea here. So I'm gonna put that timber on, clamp it where it's good, and then probably clamp them 2 up, and then start fixing all my noggins in. Again, probably wouldn't be too bad doing it sort of up here, but I think I'll be able to get it off the ladders just as handy. But I'm going to leave this board here and a bit of a walkway, make a bit of a walkway for myself over to the ladders, just make things easy. But I'm going to jump on to measuring everything, because I want to try and keep everything as equal. I want to keep all these spans as equal as possible. Again, I'm governed by what's already there, so what it is, if one side's a bit different than the other, I can sort of go in the middle and just maybe split the difference. And if I do have timber left over, I probably will do that wall as well. But I think that wall's not too bad. But yeah, I've got a lot of this to do. This is the main wall. I'm going to run right through here because it's nearly the middle. It's as close to the middle as a wall will have. So if I can get this right, I'll be very, very happy. So I've just measured it all up there. And obviously, so that's one side, that's the other. Obviously I'm getting a wee discrepancy. The biggest one being an inch off itself. That one, but the rest they're only 10 mil. So not too bad. So what I'll do is I'll just I can either stick the one or split the difference a wee bit. Won't matter greatly. 10 mil. Should notice that when I'm boarding or flooring. So let's crack on there. This is what I have to use to cut. Not looking forward to that. First of all, though, I'm going to just start tight to the wall and I'm going to put a bit of timber up and try and clamp them all together. Get them all nice and square and straight. So as you see now, guys, wee slight gap here. So, and there. This one's still touching. I haven't given myself a big workroom. So what I've done is prop this timber up and then I've clamped it to the two ends here where it's not touching. Just want to show you how well it actually does work. So you can see daylight there. Once I clamp it up, it just pulls it in nice and straight. So it's all nice and straight along the joists, and I have a couple of wee gaps. Obviously some are touching, which is good, that's my point. But these are the ones then, once this noggin goes in, hopefully it's fixed along there, it won't drop, it won't sag anymore. But if it does, it'll probably be less than what it was. So we're only really talking about small millimeters. Again, nothing moved up there more than 5 mil in total. Just want to check this with the straight edge. Might have to cut them all and get up above and fix them, so I haven't got much room here, or I can fix them from the other side. Won't be a big deal. So let me just check them at a big level here. Again, just give you a wee quick look at that. So everything's touching, which is good. And then I can just adjust basically the wall to suit the nice straight timbers. And what this gives me, guys, is a nice straight angle for my plasterboarding, and also for the flooring up above. Might be a wee bit overkill, but again, when I have a bit of time, it's just a small adjustment. I might as well adjust it. So I have it now where it's about 1 millimeter difference of the whole length of 8 foot. So I think that's pretty good. So hopefully now I'm going to place all these wee noggins in and fix them off. That'll lock it in. I just don't know if you can see that, but that one's packed to try and keep that one up. So I'm going to have to really fix that one well. Again, I will put some slate or something underneath as well, just to help support it underneath. Something a bit better than any plastic ties, or I'll cut a couple of wee wedges and just tack them in. So this is the other side of that room, just to show you. It's very little. And I think this one's just maybe a wee bit high still, but there's at most there over that stretch it's 3 mil, and I can adjust that. I'm going to bob and skim all the ceilings anyway, but that should work in great then for the floor up above as well. So happy with that. If I can keep everything, within that, I'll be pretty happy and just make things go a lot easier. again, we gap on that side and there. Need to hammer that down that it hits the wall. But first of all, I'm just going to close this up just using the clamps. See if I can even catch it. So as you can see, it's just slightly off the level on that side, so this will just help pull it anyway, and then hopefully the screw can get the rest. Again, that cut doesn't look greatly square, but it has squared off my level some. Maybe get that another wee bit. Be just perfect. But hopefully now when I screw it, it'll pull a wee bit more. So you still work after being dropped off the top there. But let's see how we're getting on. So obviously I have a bit of a gap here just with that brick because these are all cut in individually. But it's tight there. So I've got a wee packer in, and I will probably put slate and mortar a wee bit under them. Any wee gaps might still fill. There's 4 80mm screws on it, but that's what you're talking. Like, you obviously discard that one. We're coming off these. That's the biggest gap. So that's the biggest gap on an 8-foot length. So it's only 2mm. So it's very reasonable. It's just about sitting level. You can see if there was a snooker table, it would be rolling off. But it's probably going to be very difficult to get it absolutely perfect both ways, obviously. But that's how we're getting on so far, guys. Nearly halfway. 1, 2, 3, 4 more to go there in a wee piece. And then obviously I'm staggering them. So one's flush this way and the other one is flush on that side then, and that just allows me to be able to fix in. And there's a screw I've missed I'm going to need to put in. I missed that screw, but that allows me to fix in. So I'll fix from this side for these ones, and then go around the other side and fix off them other ones. But I'll give you a wee clip when I get this run done. Run out of cuttings. You think you have loads of cuttings until you start using them, but I don't have to use the 9-inch stuff. I can use some 6-inch as well, but I'd like to keep it all 9, just so it's all the same looking anyway. Right, so I've got that whole 8-foot length plus done. I'm going to take all the props and the clamps, strip everything off and see if it moves. I might packer that one up first, so that's the biggest gap. So fingers crossed this works. If it doesn't, I'll have to probably rethink things before I just keep cutting all these timbers up. But yes, I think it will work. It's well screwed. There's a minimum of 3 screws in each noggin there, so, and a maximum of 5. So there's between 5 and 3 in each one. Couple missed. I'll tidy them up shortly. But I just want to take all these clamps down and then see how I get on. There is one joist, very windy, and my head's killing me. I've cracked my head off everything up there, all these clamps. There's one there. I've marked that. Put a wee arrow in. That's the only one in here that actually needs to go up. The rest seem to have stayed pretty straight. I think it's because they're playing off of that truss. So yeah, if I can get that one up and prop either side, maybe go 4 across that one, and I think that will hold that nice and straight. That one's actually pretty bad. It's actually about 7 mil off, but if I manage to get that one up, I'll be pretty happy just with that low. It does actually looks a lot straighter just by the eye, which is a good thing. So I think if I manage to get that one up, anything will just benefit me for the plaster. So it's been pretty good. Just that one, just slight bit low, but it's pretty straight within, honestly, about 2 mil, which is pretty good. So these don't need to move, but I'll probably cut ones just to brace it so that it's ready, as I'm meant to shut a wee bit of concrete in here, just to lock that beam into place, although it is locked there. Again, I'm going to have to shutter a wee bit there. I'm going to probably have to shutter it out a wee here so it don't fill in the void. But back this, get this cut in, and then I'll go over and try and prop that one single joist up. Again guys, I'm able to straighten all this with just 2 jacks there. It's pretty good. It's pretty straight off of that side across. I have a jack on these doubles here which just squared them up a bit, and a jack had one marked previous day. Had the worst joist marked, and you can see it's still floating up off there, and I actually have it jacked in the living room there, propped up, so that'll be enough. I will probably put a couple of packers in onto that, and then I will start nagging from there across to get this. I'm really gonna have to struggle here with the gang nails, as they're gonna be hard to fix through, but I'll work something out. And yeah, happy enough guys. And also this other side here, just going to show you up above. Was able to get that up a wee tiny bit. It did come down a wee hair again, but I do have it wedged in and to either side holding it up. Oh, I must take that off in case it drops on my head. So yeah, that was the worst one on this side. As again, I didn't expect them to be too bad because they're sort of somewhat fixed here. Yeah. So onwards and upwards. I'll crack on with this. Again, I don't necessarily need big 9-inch ones, so I might later on reduce these ones, because I will probably put some more in there anyway, because I feel like it's helping stabilize the floor. So I'll probably drop a couple more in, even if I get some 4-inch timbers in, or herringbone this side, possibly. I'll see what movement's in it after knocking out the whole middles. Again, there's probably going to be nothing ever stored up here ever, so this is going to be closed off. And it is so windy, the dust. I'm glad I'm around the corner a wee bit now, because the dust is doing my head in, blinding me and make me very thirsty as well. But yeah, let's just keep on cracking on, getting on well here. So let's keep pushing on. I'll show you the end results. Again, I could get away with, you can actually see the wind blowing that one side to side, but I could get away with just fixing that one off and them two, but I probably will do right up to about this point, just to hold everything nice and square, and then I'll check thereafter. And then again, that should straighten up these angles then. Not too worried about there, and again not too worried about there, and anywhere the wall plate is, it shouldn't be too far away, but I'm not even going to bother checking because it's that well fixed now. There'll be no movement in it. Again, in the hallway I have a wee arrow there. That one's bad and that one's bad, so let me see in here. Again, that one's marked and that one's marked, so technically if I got them ones, yeah, I have that one marked up there as well, but technically if I got them ones just propped up and squared off, I'd be laughing. I'll probably add a wee noggin on there now as well, because I have nothing to fix my plasterboard. As you see, that one's on the other side, or is it? I don't even think it's on the other side. No, so I'll need to beef that one out altogether. Bit of a weird place to set that one because it doesn't help my plasterboard situation, but yeah, it is what it is. Again, I think in this room the only thing really needs popped up is that one. I think this room's not too bad, so I'll probably straighten this angle and then come in here and check to see what needs straightened here. I have that one marked, where I think in the other room it's one of these ones, so I'll probably straighten one room and then come and straighten this room. Again, there's a wall plate there, so it can't be too bad. And then obviously I'm gonna have to work something in here to get something to carry my plasterboard. But bit of dust in the eye, that wind drive me crazy. But yeah, what do you think? The block's drying out pretty good, guys. Joiner was panicking that it might sag them, but not a chance. It's nice and solid. The way he's built them's absolutely perfect. So yeah, I'll probably crack on here and then I'll show you the results when it gets done. This seems like a lot of work for nothing, because it's all going to be covered up, plasterboarded and plastered. But like, if I do put cornice on, this is going to help me so much, so much. Obviously I'm going to plaster it to try and straighten it, but again, preparation, guys. I always say it in every single video. I hope you are getting sick of hearing it, but that is what it is. It's preparation, and you're never gonna be done listening to me saying that. Again, there's a wee thing here too. I might put 2 noggins in, the 3 wee noggins in, just nice and tight, just hammered up, just to help fix plasterboard to that. Not sure what way it carries through. I think it is lower, but if we can either that, or I can dab and dab plasterboard on the 2 things and then run another piece over, dab one end, screw the other, sort it out when I come to it. Not too worried about it, but yeah, just every wee job just pushes this job further forward, which is a good thing. Yeah, I'll show you this here when we get this all sorted. Okay guys, just back in here after the woman made me some chicken burgers. Absolutely hit the spot, but kind of made me want to give up here. But I need to get out here, get these wee bits done. I had to throw an extra jumper on me because it's freezing. But I'm going to try to get this wall done, well, at least halfway over. As long as that's propped up, I'm pretty happy. And I'll jump down into the hallway and them other bits, just even if I can just do them low joists, get them jacked up sort of thing with the timbers either side. I'll be pretty happy at that. So I lost a bit of light there, so probably time to sort of pack up. But as you can see, get on well. Got all along them gaps all joisted out, and all along this wall as well. So I'm pretty happy. I still need to pull that prop out, but I'm pretty happy that that's all nice and straight now. Well, in 8 foot lengths anyway, from there and then across and right over. Here most likely you won't see here, but it's still, you still might see a bit of a bump there if it wasn't noticed. And just went ahead and plastered and bridged this all out too, so that if I need to, I can put a wee joist across both sides here just to catch, puts black out there, but really just to catch plasterboard. So if I have it where it catches the plasterboard, especially the awkward cuts, I think I was saying that in the previous video, those awkward cuts there, if there's plenty of weight up behind the screw too, it makes them a wee bit easier, especially because if you end up with a wee thin piece, they're very easily broke, so you don't want that. You want to have plenty of support up behind small cuttings and edges. But as you can see, that's the whole line all straightened up, and that line's also straightened up just by, all I needed was that one up and then bits of timber there. And I think before I go I will put a block in there and there, maybe them 3, just so that the timbers beside the steel beams all ties everything in tight as well.
What we doing live? Echoes in eternity.